Okay, so, don't worry. So this old priest, Father Marin, goes to Iraq for an archaeological dig and finds this medallion and statue that make these two doggos start fighting. And then Ellen Burstyn is this beautiful actress recently divorced with a tween daughter Reagan, but not named after the president. And they're in D.C. shooting a movie directed by this older Hollywood-type director. And her daughter meets Captain Howdy, which is the creepiest name ever invented, in a Ouija board, and then starts acting funny, but her mom doesn't connect the two, even though Captain Howdy would sure make my ears perk up. So yeah, in the meantime, there's this priest, Father Karras, who's also a psychiatrist, and he notices a lot of priests are questioning their faith, and he is too, because he wasn't there when his mother died, and he just feels like a failure. And he's best friends with a fancier priest who hobnobs with the Hollywood type, so he'll definitely be a bishop someday. And the fancier priest goes to a party at Ellen Burstyn's house, and while he's playing the piano and feeling very good about being the center of attention around these famous Hollywood people, Regan comes in and says, "Ha, I'll see your piano show tunes and raise you a pee on the rug." She actually does pee all over the rug. Then Ellen Burstyn lets the old Hollywood director babysit, creepy, and then Reagan kills him by throwing him out a window, but you weren't expecting that, and her behavior just gets worse from there, so Ellen Burstyn takes her to a psychiatrist. And the psychiatrists are like, "Oh, maybe it's just the divorce," and Captain Who, and they think that she's probably going to be fine, but Ellen Burstyn gets really frustrated after Reagan clocks her right in the eye and calls her for some very bad names, so she goes incognito to Father Karras and asks him to do an exorcism, and he's like, "Whoa, hold the phone, that's a big ask," so he goes to see Reagan, and he's like, "Oh, it's probably just the divorce," and Captain Who? And she can speak Latin backwards, which impresses him, but then she claims to be possessed by the devil himself, and he's like, "Nah, hell ain't sending their top guy for this job." But Ellen Burstyn is very upset, and she's so pretty that he eventually asks his bosses if he can do the exorcism, and they say okay, but only if this old priest, Father Marin, the one who unleashed the thing to begin with, if you ask me, because he was digging where he shouldn't have been, supervises. So they do the exorcism, and the thing living in Reagan twists her head and pukes a little and levitates and says some really mean "your mama" jokes, and everyone's feelings get hurt, so Marin kicks Karras out of the room and then immediately drops dead of a heart attack, so Karras has to go all in to finish the thing, and he tricks it into leaving Reagan and possessing him instead, at which point he flings himself out the same murder window to protect everyone else from the demon thing. I guess the idea is that the demon died with him, but I think it's still lurking around somewhere because there's a sequel. And I never trusted that hobnobbing priest who gave him the last rites. Somebody better keep their eye on him. And that's it. That's The Exorcist. See, it wasn't that scary. You're fine. You did great.